Hello, 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 and welcome. I'm super excited to be here with you today. For those of you not sure who I am or why I'm here, I am the founder of Holistic Fitness NY, and I'm also the founder of Holistic Healing Magazine. And I get super excited when I come on to share our contributors, our author features, our spotlights, and even our elite contributors for that matter. So when you see me here, it's because I'm going to be introducing you to one of the many. Today will be an author feature, and I'm super excited to bring her on. She is in the April 2025 issue. I know that's a bit far back, but catching up and trying to get every one of them to get the spotlight so each and every one of you can get to know them as well. So I'm going to bring on Tanya to join the party here, and she's going to get a chance to introduce herself to you. Hello, hello, Tanya. So nice of you to be here today. I'm super excited to share you with our audience. We are live on Facebook and we also are live on YouTube. And anyone who happens to pop in while we are live, feel free to leave your comments below. If you are watching on YouTube and you have not had a chance to subscribe to my channel, please do. That helps me grow as well. So, Tanya, take a moment just to introduce who you are, who you serve, and talk a little bit about your book.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Joanne. I'm very thrilled to be here, and I was very excited to be featured in the magazine because this is a lovely magazine full of amazing people and pictures and information. So I want to thank Joanne for that. I am an author. I am a former educator of middle school kids, and I'm very proud of my background in the classroom. But when I retired, I wanted to do something creative. And so I began writing, which was always a lifetime dream for me to write a book. So once I got started, I was just so excited about the process and the creative possibilities that were involved. So I began writing, and now I have a series of sci-fi books for young adults.
I love that for you. I'm hoping that you did not freeze. There you go. Yeah, so being that you do have a series, and now you've been writing books for how long now?
About 7, 8 years. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Now, as one of our author features, and we both have a beautiful copy. You have yours there as well. Okay. Yes, front copy. And then, of course, our amazing feature right there
Right.
as well. Now, since being featured as an author feature in the book back in April, and now we have some months, what has that experience been like for you?
Well, I've never been in a magazine before, especially not with my picture like so big and my work in color and everything. So everybody I knew was pretty much flabbergasted and in awe of that. It made me feel a little bit more like a celebrity, which is always fun, right? But yeah, it's been great to share the magazine and have people ask questions about it and, pursue what might also be in there for them.
Yes, yes, and I'm so surprised you've never been in a magazine, considering all the work that you do with your books and getting your books out there. So I'm honored that I was the first magazine that got to feature you and share all that you are doing with your book. So in the obviously the spotlight of being an author feature for the first time, as many people cheering you on and supporting you, what is your we use the word the expansion from that point of being in the magazine. What are you looking forward to from being featured in the magazine?
I am hoping that there will be much more exposure to my material. These books that I've written have been multi-award winners, and it's difficult to get all that information out to people, so that they can discover your work, so they can discover my work. And so that's been the challenge. So my goal is that more and more people will be aware of these stories and how amazing they are, and not only just in terms of stories, but they're things that make you think in these books, which is why they're so great for young adults.
Yes, yes. So when we think about you being in the magazine, and as you mentioned, your picture in the magazine, um, from that point of being in the magazine, as you mentioned before, your first time in the magazine, what was your expectations? You know, when you said yes about being in the author feature, and then of course you receiving the magazine in your hands, you know, what was that expectation? Did you have an expectation for being in the magazine?
I didn't really have an expectation other than the other magazines that I've looked at in my life. I used to be a huge magazine reader, kind of fallen away from that now. But you know, the magazines that I've always read, they're different than this one. This one just seemed to be have much more quality to it, and have more of a, I don't know, a professional feel to it. It's not like your Better Homes and Gardens. It's not like your People magazine, you know, where there's little snippets of this and that, and you know, your picture is in there, and it's like 2 inches tall. Um, you know, this was really a surprise that when it came out, I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. I mean, I opened it and just, you know, my eyes popped. So I wasn't expecting such an amazing layout in this magazine, and yeah, it's just really different from my expectations, which were not, you know, not huge. But yeah, I was really excited.
Yes, I love that. Now, you being a writer, an author, what advice would you give somebody that's just starting out? They're just thinking about like, oh, I thinking about wanting to write a book. What would be the advice you would give someone starting out?
The best advice I can offer is what's really helped me from the time I began, and that is to find a writer's group, where you can share your work and have people give you feedback on it. It's a lonely thing to do, to write a book, if you don't have a support group. And
Mm,
yeah, I found myself, I would be typing away and then I'd be like scratching my head going, gosh, is this, you know, is this something that's any good? Like, is anybody going to like this? And then my local library advertised that they had a writers group. And so I joined that. And honestly, if I didn't have that group, I would have abandoned the project a long time ago, because it's not easy. Writing a book is hard, and knowing what works. You don't always get that kind of feedback, you know, just you and your computer. So you have real people in a writers group that support you and give you kind of a critique based on what you've written. And then you can write a better product. And you make friends, you have a support group, you can share your successes and failures. And it's just really, really helped me a ton. So that's what I would recommend.
I love that. Now, same question, except this one goes to someone that's thinking about or has been contacted by a magazine, such as what I did with you. Um, what would be a piece of advice you can give to someone that is either A, looking to be featured in the magazine, or they get an email saying, oh, we saw your book and we'd like to feature you? What advice would you offer that?
I would say, first of all, you have to be careful who's offering you an opportunity. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that are not altruistic, and they're not kind people. So you really have to look to make sure that whatever you're being offered is legitimate. And if you find out that it is, then you do have to do your research and make sure that this is something that fits with you and what you're trying to achieve, with your books. And I felt like this was a really good fit for me, because, you know, with fitness and health, it's not just all about, how your body is, but it's about how your mind responds to life around you, which is how my book fits into the whole picture. But definitely having that exposure in a magazine is super cool and very fun. And so, yeah, I would recommend it.
I love that. I love that. And I love the fact that, again, with your book, that it really did fit right into the niche of the fitness part of it and the health part of it, and with the magazine itself, for those who are watching, based on just the title alone, Holistic Healing, although we have the background as fitness, the magazine itself is Holistic Healing. It's anything that falls under the realm of healing. Holistic is it really covers a wide range of whatever it is we focus on when it comes to healing modalities, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. So I truly do appreciate your book. And what I want to do, again, now do you actually have, I know I didn't mention to bring it with you, but do you have your hard copy of your book with you? Like in hand?
I do. I can grab it real quick.
As she's grabbing it, I'm just going to show. There we go. Yeah, just step it back just a little bit. So, yeah, there you go.
Roasty on there, but there it is.
There you go. Yeah, and right here again is her book cover. And I want to talk a little bit about that cover because, oh my God, like when you sent your cover over to me when we were preparing for your feature, I was like, wow, that is a very interesting cover, very like eye-catching. So talk to me a little bit about how that came about. Like, where was the thoughts, the creative, we'll say, action behind that cover? Like, how did that come about?
Well, first of all, I found it important to engage with somebody that really knew covers. And so I was lucky enough to contract Natasha McKenzie, who is an award-winning cover designer in the UK. And so she worked with me. She got my blurb about the book. And then I talked to her about how important the characters were to me. So I said, you have to feature characters on the cover. So all three of my main characters are on the cover in the silhouette. And then the rest of it is kind of part of what's really going on in the place in which these characters live. So they live in a city, in a dome, and the city has strict requirements about emotional well-being. And so the cover tries to represent that, and all of the signs and things like that that are embedded in the design. That's basically propaganda for what this city is trying to promote with their citizens. It's all about smiling, being positive, always being up, always, making sure that, you have a kind word to say, which in and of itself is a great goal. And I think everybody should have that. But in this society, it's enforced. And so the cover is meant to show, kind of like a dazzling place that's kind of more beautiful than it is. It's beautiful on the outside and not so much on the inside.
I love that. I love that. And I just sort of put in the comments the title of the book by Tanya Ross. And of course, what you could do later, Tanya, is go back and type in where the link where they can actually purchase your book, which now that we're talking about that, where is your book? Where can people buy it?
It is on Amazon. And so it's easy to find, Rising Up, Tanya Ross on Amazon.com. And the great news about this is not only does this book resonate with people very, very well, and it actually resonates with not just young adults, but people that are all ages. I've had people as old as, 80 years old read this book and love it. But the story doesn't just stop with book one. It continues to book 2 and book 3. And then I'm working right now on book 4. So Rising Up is just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. It sets everything up and you get to know the characters and you start rooting for those characters because you realize what they're up against as they begin their investigation into what's really going on.
I love that. I love that. So books 1, 2, and 3 are all available on Amazon.
Correct.
And are they all called Rising Up, or do each of the other ones have different titles?
Each has a different title. So the first one is Rising Up. The second is Facing Off. And the third is Bleeding Out. And they are all under the moniker of the Tranquility series because it's all about living in a tranquil environment. That's what this city is trying to be, is tranquil. So that's what I called my series.
I love that. I love that. So before we conclude for the day, we already know where we can get Tanya's book. Tanya, is there anything you would like to share with our audience that we have not covered?
I just want people to know that, again, just because it's considered to be a YA book does not mean it's just for YA. There are a lot of people that devour YA books and they're any age. But this book speaks particularly to young adults because it deals with emotional well-being and young love and romance and what's really going on behind the scenes if you look closer. So I like to say you're going to discover a book that not only has won, like this series has won multiple awards. I think it's got 9 awards to date. But you're going to find a book that you don't want to put down, that you are so invested in the characters that you can hardly wait to turn the page.
Lovely. I love that. Yes. So for final, again, we're just going to show the cover of the magazine. For those of you who have not bought your issue of the April issue, it's still available. And I'll throw in the link on the bottom or top or wherever this will be posted. So those of you who have not had a chance to learn about Tanya and her book, you could definitely go and purchase the magazine upon purchasing her book as well to support her. So there we have it. And again, just one last beautiful picture there. And just to sum it up, just so you understand what Tanya's talking about in regards to her face, just like all over the place, so it is very, I say so myself. It's a beautiful magazine. It's colorful, as I like color. So I want to thank you again, Tanya, for being here with me. I'm going to send you backstage. Don't leave once I come off. I want to chat with you a little bit more. But I thank you so much for being here, and I'm hoping that when you get that 4th book out, we'll do this again and talk about that book as well.
Sounds great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I'm going to just send you backstage. And just once again, for those of you who are still here with me, just want to remind you or let you know that if you are interested, if you are an author and you would like to get your book out there in front of other people, be an author feature, feel free to reach out. You can email healingwithin76@gmail.com. If you are looking to be on the front cover of our magazine, I am going to be accepting cover features probably by April for 2027 because 2026 is filled as we speak. And if you are someone who likes to write and you would like to join our team and become an elite contributor, there's an option for that as well. All you need to do is send me an email at healingwithin76@gmail.com. If you want to put on the top what it is you're interested in getting information about, feel free to either write author feature, cover feature, elite contributor, or perhaps you want to be spotlighted as well. And last but not least, if you have a business and you're looking to get your business in front of people, I do offer business ads as well. Full page ads I have available at a very great, amazing price. So feel free to reach out to me, and I'm looking to get all of you onto my magazine. And feel free to purchase the April 2025 issue. Until we meet again, bye-bye for now.